This is the Kord Controller. There are two areas of the Kord Controller, the key selectors and the tonal selectors. The key selectors will allow and map out what tones are available to you. This first key selector is the circle of fifths. It is laid out C, G, D, A, E. We hadn't seen anyone really use the circle of fifths as a way to play music before, and there's some really cool relationships with that. This is our mode button, and we're going to switch to a different key selector. This is our isomorphic key selector. It's very similar to Ableton Push, where it's chromatic and shows some really interesting relationships. I'm not going to really talk too much about it because a lot of controllers and videos talk about it. And I'm going to go to the next mode, which is our piano mode. We wanted to include multiple modes like piano so that people who are already familiar with these layouts could dive in immediately. And the piano allows you to do chromatic key selection, which is something not as readily available with the circle of fifths. So let's start off. I'm going to select the key of C, and this is our root note. So that's our 1, and this is 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13. So what's cool about that is you can end up playing major chords pretty easily regardless of what key you select. So I'm going to select the key of G and play G major, and then D, and then A. And as you see, I really didn't have to change my hand at all to play the same chord. So we didn't really want to limit people to only playing major chords. So we ended up adding the flat equivalents of the 3, 5, 7, 9, 13, and then the sharp equivalents. Now there's a few buttons at the top and the bottom that are more peripheral, like the 2 and flat 2, sharp 12, 12 and 14, just to add a little bit more, because one of the things we notice in a lot of controllers is not allowing you to play notes and scales, and we didn't want to limit you. But what's cool about adding the flats and the sharps above is if we wanted to do C minor, the flats right here, so it's the same. And the reason why we laid it out this way is to encourage people to pick notes. Because once you do C major, you might get a little bit bored and actually want to add the 7th, the 9th, and we wanted to encourage people to reach out in music and not be scared of what notes they were selecting. In the future, we will lay it out with our own layout, but this was just to prove the concept that this was doable. And now we're going to show you some music that we made with my band.